Hello, welcome to You Crafty Bitch with Vera. I'm going to do some general messages for who needs to hear it right now. I think I'll title it according to the message. I love doing the tarot for the zodiac signs because it gives me like a direction of who I'm talking to. But that's a lot of work. And I got a part-time job and I don't know how to manage my time. So here we are. The first card that came out is love. I got a card speaking to me and we got generosity. So I think that's really aiming towards being generous, but also making sure you are receiving something back from your generosity. Wherever you give your energy, make sure you are getting some back, and especially when it comes to love. When you love someone, sometimes we forget our boundaries. And we convince ourselves it was, it was our idea to put down our boundaries for them. But it's so important to keep your mental energy front and center as most important to take care of. You can't be someone's perfect someone if you're depleted. Oh, I got this card. We got the world. Look at these kitty cat cards. Aren't those just adorable? Oh my gosh, I love them so much. It's Cat Tarot. I got it on Amazon. That is why I got the part-time job, was to fund supplies for making YouTube quality a little better. Or content. I love these cards. Some of them are a little hard to read because the swords are like nails and teeth. So cute. But sometimes it's confusing. Whew. All right, we got one. Just what I was talking about. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know. Would this help? Would this help a little? No, it doesn't help. I don't know. But there's a kitty cat on a screen door. And this is the 10 of Swords, which is complete and total end. If we were talking in context of love, which was our guiding energy messages, and we have the world, which is completion, happiness, harmony, and the 10 of Swords, which is a complete and total end. So what this looks like to me is the vision we have in our head of what we think the completion, happiness, and harmony looks like. 444 on my camera. So that's what the world represents, is what we envision our completion to be. What would be the story we write for ourselves? How do we want that to end? Perhaps it wasn't always what it was, if that makes sense. The 10 of Swords is talking about ending the perhaps false vision we had for what our completion and happiness looked like. I think it's important to remember that the story changes all the time. And it's not wrong to be a different way than what we originally envisioned it to be. When we have our minds are set in stone for what we want out of this life, we don't leave a lot of room for new opportunities that could possibly be better for us in the long run. So I would say if you have ideals or you have a perfect picture of how you need your life to look, I think now is the time to really open your eyes and look at the big picture. Look at the big picture and think about, are you leaving room for other options? Are you leaving room for alternative places, alternative ways to go about getting the same thing? Card just came out, which is the 7 of Cups. You got a kitty. Kitty with a bunch of food in front of him. And the 7 of Cups is a card of choices. I mean, look at him. He's just kind of stuck looking at them all. And you have so many options. There are so many different ways to get the same thing. If we're talking whether it be love or just your general happiness, what you want out of this life, you do have options. Sometimes they can be paralyzing because there's so many of them. But putting an end to the anxiety that our minds give us, I think, opens these opportunities as more welcoming. Don't have such a narrow mind that you can't see all of these wonderful options that you have. Oop, there's a card. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles, which is the security card. So holding on to something very tightly. You're holding on to something too tightly, it can kind of create a blockage for that thing to happen. I mean, this whole theme so far in the reading, it feels a lot like giving up ideals and creating more of a variety, being more flexible to other options. And I see the security card as, it can be a good thing. It can be a good thing to know exactly what you want and feel very secure with how you get it. But I think holding on to those things too tightly, the next card was 10 of Wands. Wands in this suit are cat toys. But the 10 of Wands is all about burdens. And I think carrying this ideal with you throughout can put a lot of unnecessary burdens on you. Burdens of these perfections you need to master. A burden of not being able to make a move unless you know it's going to turn out. The faith is all about not needing to know if it's going to work out. Faith is just believing that it's going to work out the best way. It doesn't mean it's the right or wrong way, the best way. Because the universe is always working for us. We are not in this alone. Okay, the planets are here and they watch over us. Mother Earth, we are here on her grounds and she's not gonna let us fall. And then we have the Hanged Man. Look at the kitty cat. I love these cards. They're so freaking cute. But the Hanged Man is all about a new perspective or making the necessary sacrifices to gain the new perspective. And I feel like all of these cards are really tying into needing to let go of the ideals, needing to let go of the burdens we put on ourselves because we need it to be a certain way. The Hanged Man is all about doing what needs to be done, I guess. Doing what needs to be done when you are faced with all of these options. 1111 on my camera. I think the options need a new perspective. If you are stressing over all of these options, take time to rest. When we are bombarded with all of these ideas and opinions and I guess influences trying to pull you one direction or another, the most important thing to do is to sit back And do not overthink them, because that is going to push you away from the answers. A lot of times, what we need in life will flow to us, especially when we take a step back. Take a step back and truly look at the situation for what it is. Now, I'll do my final row of cards here. I love these ones too. These are my new Oracle cards. Earth Alchemy Oracle. I feel intensely connected to nature. I have always felt a connection to being outside, loving, well, basically ground worship. I love earth. I love all of it. I mean, I don't like spiders. That's a hard truth. I don't like spiders. I think the snake is my spirit animal, which is pretty cool. I was like, I don't particularly love snakes. Cats are definitely like my main squeeze, but snakes tend to come up for me a lot, which they are all about transformation. Isn't that synchronistic? My channel is all about helping the transformation of the world, free of charge. I'm being weird. No cards are popping up for me. See, now here's the trick. If you can't get cards to pop up for you, you just gotta like, see, all of them came out. And we got 2. 5 went back. Deep dive into the process of tarot. There is no process. It's metaphysical energy. It works for you how you want it to work. That's the truth. Now, for our advice cards. The Green Man and Moss Agate. Ritual and Ceremony. Wow. Okay. And I was talking about being connected to nature. It says new spirit guides and tree wisdom. I love trees. This actually is one of my favorite cards because I love red trees. But nature is extremely important, and trees, they do have wisdom. I mean, they're not going to outright tell you, hey, I know this and this. That's weird. Trees don't talk. But I like to walk around my yard and just kind of like touch the bark for like a second or two. It's not like a big deal or a big thing, but I just touch the tree. And I appreciate the fact that trees are amazing. Trees, when they're grown in a biodome, they only grow to a certain height because they eventually just shatter. They couldn't figure out why it was shattering, and then they eventually did that. It was the wind. The wind creates the flexibility in trees in order for them to grow so tall and strong. And without that wind, they shatter. And it's a prime example of how intricate the world and nature works. Without the wind, which could be something that can make or break a tree even out here, the wind comes just enough and it can create a fallen branch, can down a tree. But without the wind, they would have fallen so much sooner. And I think if we as people genetically are very closely related to trees. And if you think of our body as the tree connected to the earth, the wind is the knowledge, our experiences that come through and make us stronger, create flexibility. And if you think of the rain, it's emotions, right? That's what the water has to do with, is emotions. And without the rain, they would not grow. Trees, of course, are one of the best kindlings for fire, for creating passion, which is what fire has to do with. I think when you really put it all together, trees are a prime example of accepting what is. They don't move. They just kind of sit there and they take the wind, they take the rain, they take the storms, and they're still getting taller and stronger. That got real deep. Anyway. All right, the next card that came out was Regeneration, Acceleration, Change, and Shamanic Wisdom. Our lives are meant to change. We are meant to be a baby, right? A toddler, a child, a teen, an adult. And I think a lot of people tend to struggle with not knowing how to change, what to change, or how to stay committed to change, or they're afraid of change. Like, there's a plethora of issues that we as people have in this world. I think the main problem is our egos resisting the change. We resist the change by harping on the change itself. You're supposed to look at this life as an opportunity for change and growth and transformation, regeneration. It's, as a people, cavemen, they grew, got more civilized, got more, I mean, our history is enormous. I could never even summarize what our history has gone through. But look at us now. We, as a people, have changed and regenerated and transformed into what we are now. You're seeing me from where you are. I'm in Ohio. Like, where are you at? It's a simple analogy for what our people are here to do. When our egos are so stuck on, I need to be this and I need to do that, we're not leaving room for change. This entire reading was so heavy on letting go of the ideals and our only ways of doing something. But it's time to change. It's time to welcome the change, because the change, it's what we crave. Our bodies, our minds, our soul. We crave the change. It's what we came here to do. I'm sorry. I feel like I got real deep today, but I'm glad I let it out. Let's do a small message just to see us off here. It gives me closure, so. And then I will show off my last deck, which is Disney Villains. I love Disney Villains. I love Maleficent. I was never Sleeping Beauty was one of my favorite princesses. Pocahontas by far is my favorite. She's not a princess. And then Tangled. I really love Rapunzel. Anyway, Maleficent is my favorite because of the one with Angelina Jolie. I think she was a badass Maleficent, and she had changed my perspective forever. That and the rewritten Disney villain stories. Oh, it's so good. Love those. I forget the books, but those are good books if you care. I had 2 cards come out. 6 of Coins. Okay, so which is the 6 of Pentacles, which is give and take. This is like the generosity, okay? These are the same. Generosity, an equal give and take in all of the relationships or even situations that you're giving your energy to. You need to make sure you are getting something back. You can never fill someone's cup if yours is depleted. And then we have the 5 of Swords, which is like trickiness, sneaking around. And I think having these together really says something about needing to watch out for, I guess, your mind playing tricks on you. People are going to do what they do. That is nothing to do with you. People are going to do what they do, whether it's sneakiness, lying, stealing, cheating, whatever it is. People are going to do what they're going to do. But I think keeping this in mind will save you from a lot of heartache. Because as long as there's an equal give and take, we don't need to worry. Because your boundaries are in place. If your boundaries are in place, then you are okay. You know, it can be intimidating. We're faced with all these options. We're faced with, I guess, opposing opinions. But I would say connect to what you feel most safe with. I feel safe with trees. That was my analogy, because I feel safe with trees. I love trees. I actually have like a whole metaphor that I like centered my life around. It was a big long saying, make like a tree and be strong and tall. You know, shield others from the rain and like things like that. It's find what you feel safe with. What makes you feel safe? Is it nature? Is it reading a book? Is it watching a TV show? Is it meditating? Is it yoga? Is it working out? All of these things can be your way to have the answers flow to you. The answers will flow to you once you are safe and comfortable. When you are in overdrive with anxiety and have so many choices in front of you, you don't know what to do, that is not the time to be making decisions. And then we have the Seven of Swords, which is, I believe, lying, cheating, stealing. In the original tarot, the guy is stealing the swords from battle. And I think watching out for people stealing your energy, watching out for 4 cards came out. I'll make them quick, okay? I'm talking too much. Here we go. So watching out for lying, cheating, stealing. The 7 of Wands, which is defending your position. Defend your position for what you want in this life, but remain flexible. This is the Emperor. He is a being that demands respect. You are in charge of your life. We have the World, the Hanged Man, and the Emperor in this reading. So it is time to take charge. Be the leader of your life. Don't be so rigid. You don't allow others, you don't allow other options, other opportunities to flow to you. And then we have the 5 of Cups. This is all about grief and wanting more than you have. Not being appreciative of what you have in front of you. Truly understanding that you are in charge of what you have and you don't have. If you believe you can, you will. And that is just a fact. And then we have the 8 of Wands. I think I memorized the cards with like the meaning and the original picture with the cards that I learned with. Oh, duh, it's the quick movement card. Duh, okay. Yeah, that's quick energy. So there will be a quick energy once you appreciate what you have in front of you and truly let go of the things that aren't. So putting the final message together, make sure you are keeping your boundaries strong when it comes to others being sneaky or trying to steal your energy. Stand your position and be the leader in your life. Appreciate what you have in front of you, and there will be quick moving energy towards your completion and happiness. Thank you so much for being here with me. This was kind of a long one, but I enjoyed myself. Hopefully I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.